And I don't care what anybody says. These are not your keys. It's not your crypto. No one can ever take my crypto from me.
1032C, 1011 SWAT HQ.
I use hardware wallets with encrypted seed phrases. And I dare you low IQ idiots to even think about coming after me and my crypto. You have to pry my private keys out of my cold, dead diamond hand. I dare you. I double dog dare you. What was that?
Unit 5, set up a perimeter with Unit 6. Copy that.
Don't move. Don't move. Hands in there. Hands in there right now. What's going on here?
Well, Mr. Jones. At last we meet.
Who are you?
Agent Harold Dick from the Wallet Enforcement Agency. And sorry about the doors and the windows. I did lightly knock. Mr. Jones, we are executing a FISA warrant to search this premises for unregistered crypto wallet keys. Hey, you don't mind if we take a look around now, do ya?
Oh, look what we got here, Harry.
Well, that didn't take very long at all now, did it? What do we have here? Oh, this wouldn't be a book of unregistered wallet seed phrases, would it?
Solana.
Oh, you make my job just way too easy for me. Jackpot, boys. Good job. Go ahead and cuff this loser, boys. Daddy's probably getting a promotion out of this one. Pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Jones. See you around.
Island sun rising, crypto waves calling you. Yeah. Island sun rising on crypto horizon. So blue road dog sharp magic, pulling dreams into view. Waves are from your witch crash with a tropical breeze. Mind over market, dancing on nimble feet. Memes are sailing, road catching winds, photos grinning. It's like all kinds of crime making head spin. Wave crash sound, humor flows free like rhythms that never die. Bitcoin and Jesus taking us high. Yeah, feel the heat, Road Dawg Crypto Street. Gains in the air, fun everywhere. Move your feet. Alpha slash Degens dash, echo this refrain. Road Dawg way be brave. Road Dawg save the race. Feel the heat. Road Dawg Crypto Street. Beat up the Road Dawg Crypto Street. In and live vibes where the palm lights gleam. Witty trades dropping, living the dream. From rich riddles to retirement, rhythm so sweet. Educate and elevate, can't be beat. Charles School secrets, Mr. Cool Flair in the mix. Degens and cool kids getting their fix.
I like chickens too. There's something special about chicks and chickens. I agree.
You're a weirdo, Sean. This place where your chickens are always naked.
Puppy. Fun everywhere, move your feet. Alpha flash Degens, echo this refrain. Road Dawg way be brave. Road Dawg save the race. Yeah, feel the heat. Road Dawg Crypto Street. Feel the heat. Road Dawg Crypto Street. Envision paradise profits, no stress in the mix. Like tropical escapes with crypto twists. Salute to the vibes where education meets play. Join the dog pack, light up your day. Yeah, sub and sway. Join the play today. Road Dawg Crypto lighting the way. Chanting, prancing, stuck in your brain. Road Dawg way, insane game. Road Dawg way, insane game. Brave, yeah, Road Dawg forever. Yeah, Road Dawg forever. Yeah, Road Dawg forever. Oh. Wallet on my hip, blockchain ambition. NFT dreams, pixelated my ambition. Roll the dice, baby, decentralized living. Ether in the air, feel it in my veins. Numbers going up, no need for pocket change. Haters in the chat, but they're speaking in vain. Road Dawg Crypto, I'm breaking all chains. Better buy you some road coin. Better buy you some road. Better buy you some road coin. Road Dawg Crypto, where the cash flow run. Yeah. Yeah. Algorithm and hustle, I'm a digital beast. Staking my claim, feasting at the Diffie feast. Got a ledger full of blessings, no receipt. Future looking gold, and the market's my priest. Hey, paper hands fold, diamond hands shine. Charts looking wavy, but I'm riding the line. Block by block, I'm building the vine. Road coin calling, and the profits all mine. Where to buy you some road coin? Where to buy you some? Where to buy you some road coin? Road Dawg Crypto, where the cash flow run. Yeah. The fever's taking hold. Oh. My pulse thunders a wild heart plea. All coins flicker, they're calling to me. War shadow trembles, my senses ignite. Craving the chaos, I lose my fight. Crypto fever, it scorches my soul. All coins pull me, I lose control. I quiver with one, break every vow. FOMO's embrace consumes me now.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to begin our introductory ceremony that we do every night. It's nothing demonic, it's nothing evil, it's just clearing the air with a little bit of cowbell. So if you would like to participate, you are invited to grab your dinglings and participate with us. The ringing of the cowbell. Oh, Bessie never knew anything so beautiful as the sweet sound of the cowbell. In this world, you need a little cowbell and a whole lot of Jesus. Thank you for your participation. The festivities will begin momentarily, as soon as the village idiot discovers where the scene change button is located. Such the opposite of Groundhog Day, wouldn't you say?
The charts explode, desire surges down a reckless road. Every spike tempts, I shed my fear. A FOMO temptress, I draw near. Crypto fever, it scorches my soul. All coins pull me, I lose control. I quiver with one.
Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto with Road Dawg. Boys and girls, frogs and squirrels, I'm so glad to have you here tonight. And we're looking at a bit of green on the daily here, or on the Crypto Bubbles chart for most of the coins across the board. Altcoins getting a little love today, 1 to 2%. That's kind of cool. I mean, it's only been down for the month. We're about 13 to 20%, 30% across the board somewhere. It's been a crazy ride for crypto in Q4 when you've been expecting number to go up, but it didn't. It went the other way. That kind of sucked. Kind of sucked a lot. Made us wonder, ask what the hell is going on over here in this crypto world. And all we got to do is we come over to our Bitcoin monthly returns, Do they have one for altcoins? They probably do. I'd be scared to look at it. And November, most notably, one of the best ones ever, like in 2013, that was 449% out of Bitcoin. Best November ever, the best bull run ever. That's when lots of millionaires were made who became the OG whales today, that some of them are out there manipulating the damn market right now, you little bastards. Oh, you little early birds still holding on that Bitcoin? I know you earned your title. Buying and keeping down here. But gosh darn it, can't we just get a good bull cycle here with global adoption? Here we're down 20% in November. What's up with that? Are we leading into a negative December? Oh, that would suck. Are we in a bear market? That sucks more. Feels like I've been cheated on this bull market. 14%, 10%, 2%, 8%. Gave that back mostly. Almost made it back. Then we gave it all back. Then we lost everything we made all year. What kind of 2025 bull crap is this? I demand a refund. Take me to your manager. Gary Gensler. Okay, so I wouldn't blame it on Gary Gensler. That's who I'm pointing my fingers at. Dirty Gary. Setting us up for such a situation as this. We should all petition him. We all should show up on his front door and say, I want a refund. This is your doing, Gary. Even 2024 over here, when that little bastard was in office, at least we had a February of 43% in a February. 16% in March, and then we started dumping in April, and this was the best time to just take the profits out of your altcoins. I'm just telling you, just being real. That was the, to me, that should have been our peak right there, but that was right before the halving came. Yeah. It's been a weird cycle, folks. They've just shaken us up, thrown us around. But we did see the warning signs. The warning signs have always been here on the charts. And even the warning signs we got now that, hey, technically this has been confirmation that we're in a bear market. Yeah, we're still out here going hopeful. No, 2026. Yeah. And I'm doing it too because I still think that. Whether I'm right or wrong, we know, we can see clearly what they're saying over here on the weekly charts. But for some reason, we're like, no, we don't want to. That can't be the truth. That can't be the truth that we lost the 50 moving average over here. No, tell me it's not. I'm going to live in another universe. I want to stick my head in the sand and say, no, that didn't happen. It's all a bad dream. It's all a bad dream. We just need some hopium. It's usually that hopium that gets us our asses handed to us sometimes. But then sometimes that hopium is exactly what you need. So, we're in different camps here, man. There are signs that we can recover from this and still get another leg up. There's a signs from this that we can recover from this and maybe hit 100,000-ish right in that area, maybe a little bit more, and then work on coming down. Yeah, there's signs that there's no recovery at all, baby. It's just downhill from here. That's over. Crypto's a scam. Told you about that, and you suckers just did. Now you got the government into it. It's all going to fall apart and unwind, and then we're going to have World War III, and we're all going to die. A lot of negative Nellies out there, too, as well. A lot of anticipation for a big old head and shoulder pattern to form over here. Okay, well, we have lots of anticipations about a lot of things. What we don't have yet, though, ladies and gentlemen, the real final nail in the coffin. Not really. It's not the final nail, but it's definitely a nail. It's like the lid on the coffin. Let's say the lid on the coffin would be if we come down and take out this lower low here at 74. That would be that would be another. Oh man. Another kick in the balls right there for that to happen. To come down lower, and then you've done it. You put in a lower low on the macro. That would be, yeah. In any other time frame that we'd be looking at, that would be our measure, right? It shouldn't be any different on the bigger time frame. What we would do on a smaller time frame, we should be doing the same thing on the bigger time frames, and vice versa. It's all the same. It's just scaled out in time. And so as long as we don't make a lower low, we are still technically in a bull trend of higher highs and higher lows. It's just that the highs get us very euphoric, flags to the upside, and it's not never going to end. Oh man! And then the lows get us down to where it's all over. This is it. Bear market came early. I don't know. 48,000 Bitcoin. It's over. We can't recover from it. And then we do, and go to all new time highs of 109. And then it's 250,000 Bitcoin. It's coming. I can be here by the end of the year. I'm so excited. And then by the time we're down here at 75,000, it's all over, man. I've sold everything. It's crazy. And it's been a crappy market, and crypto sucks. Until we find ourselves coming back up to $120-something thousand. And then it's always those flags to the upside. Yeah. $350,000 Bitcoin. Man, we could do it this time. Yeah. And now we're back to that good it's over. But one thing that it does stand out different from this bottom area that we have compared to all the rest of them is the time factor. That time factor, say from our tops over here, even from our last top to where we are there, we got a good 1,400 days there. Now, by my calculation, if we take 1,400 days, 1,428, I think is what I got there, for whatever that's worth. Divide that by 365. Well, we come up with 3.91 years on a 4-year cycle. And that's from the second peak. Then you got all the nerdy people that's going to have our first peak, our real peak in the bull market was over here in March 21. That was the top, mister. That was really the top of the cycle. We just came out with a higher high, which I guess that makes it the top, doesn't it? But no, we're going to go with this one as being the top. So for those guys, we got what we got going on there. Boom, we got a lot. We got 1,652 days from tippy top to tippy top. 1,600. Was it 52, 58? 52 days. Divide that by 365 because that's the magical number that we use to identify a calendar year. And that comes to 4.5 years. A 4.5 year cycle. That's crazy. For a 4-year cycle? Well, then we're well overdue. This is a total bear market. We're almost through it. Typically, they say from the top to about 1 year later. Say if we were. That's why I think they were going with this one over here, because that to the bottom over here was giving us, well, no, maybe it doesn't. That was 500 days. That's more than a year and a half. It's a year and a half, I think is what they say from the top. But what was it from the second one to our bottom over here? We had, 378 days. So just basically about a year from the tip top down to the bottom. Now, if that's what we're going on here, that would mean about this time next year, that Bitcoin should be bottomed out. And we would anticipate we'd be somewhere down here about 50-something thousand-ish within a year. Okay. Well, that kind of sucks for these weekly candles just to do all that, wouldn't it? That would make the situation kind of look a little bit like kind of like this. Oh my goodness, where are you coming down and touching a fib area at 70,000? That is so crazy. Look at that. Could we be looking at something like, I mean, gosh, I haven't tried this idea, but it does kind of fit into our narrative of coming back up to retest about 103 and playing out. Doing a bearish retest kind of this trend line that we lost clearly. That's an interesting thought. I haven't really looked into that. Now, if I were to take this little guy and elongate him down to the bottom of here, I don't know that means anything. I kind of like how it just lined up right there with that Fibonacci 786. Are you good? No, what are you? Not from this one. What would you be? The 0.5. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. However, over here we had a harmonic pattern give us a 786 Fibonacci retracement level there. And there's no guarantees that we're always going to hit that 786. If we double top and get a certain type of pattern or something, I would lean toward that. But just because, you can't say that 786 is the number we're always looking for our bear market. No, you can't do that. You can't even do that on any regular chart, okay? So that idea is foolishness. I mean, you might get lucky on it. because 786 often does get hit, but you can't just assume that, right? That 786 Fibonacci from up here would take us around 38,000, man. Can you imagine that? Woo! What would have to unwind for us to hit that area? Well, we don't even need to talk about it. That's below our major trend line right here. Those trend lines do get broken, though. Remember, that was the one that we had over equivalent over here, and then we went lower. Oh no! They're hoping it would hold there at 29,000, but it didn't. It came on down another 50% from there. Things unwinding, FTX, Three Arrows Capital, all these things that were supposed to hold your Bitcoin and be safe for you to put your Celsius? You guys remember Celsius? Yeah. All that crap going on. All these great new tools and programs and platforms out there to help you manage and be rich in crypto, and then they took your money. They took the money and ran, and founders went to prison, and it's been crazy. They come out and bold-faced lie and say, no, your money's safe. All right, everything's cool. Everything's cool. No issues here. It's not a rug pull. That's what they always say, right? When there's a rug pull. All right, so let's take a look at Bitcoin. So there are some scenarios. Do we know what's going to happen? No, but there's an argument that we are in bear market. I mean, clearly. But there's also an argument that we are in one of the most unique cycles ever for Bitcoin. Now, I'm not talking about altcoins. This has been a struggle for them, and I don't see why it will not continue to be a struggle for them. So I honestly believe that you got to be very selective in what altcoins you go into. The old thing, because when everybody was trying to, and people were trying to be selective for altcoins back in 2024, right? We were looking at good ones and good use cases and everything. And what happened? Nobody gave a crap about it. They all wanted memes. The gambling thing came in. Well, where are your memes today? Pepe's on discount. Might be a good chance to buy some Pepe if you believe in Pepe, or if it goes down to another 90%. Actually, you can make an argument that if we do have an extended cycle, which I don't think is more extended. I don't know how to explain this. I mean, you still got 4 years. I still believe everything signals around the halving. I just think that at this point in the game with Bitcoin, on which side of the halving that we are on is usually the bull market. And I think that we get longer bull markets, and I think we get shorter bear markets. So at some point, our charts start looking a little something more like, we come, well, that kind of sucks. We come down, and then we get this long trajectory for a bear market before we top out, and then we come down for a shorter bear market. Still keeping us on a bigger upward trajectory overall for Bitcoin. It'd be nice if that trajectory can hold on to this white line that we got right now. But maybe it's this one down here. Who knows? All I know is that money printers are going to go burr across the whole land in 2026. And the effect of money printers going burr has on things such as gold and property and Bitcoin is that those things seem to reflect how diluted and worthless that fiat is getting, therefore making those prices continue to go up. Now, you can't say that necessarily about all these altcoins because, well, sad to say, a lot of them are all fluff and not useful at all anyway. Utility matters. And that's a narrative that I think is starting to resonate more with people in the altcoins. And so the tokenomics, how many altcoins they got out there, because putting out 40 billion of them just kind of stupid. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying what I think a lot of us think. Why do you have 100 million coins out here on this project? That's a lot. Even a billion's a lot, really. The ones that have been moving have been the 21 million coins, like Zcash. Some of those guys. Bitcoin Cash, I think it's got 200 and... I forgot. I can't keep up with all this stuff. But even BitCash is doing good right now. 17 people hanging out with me. Postmodern Odyssey says, money printer go burr. 'tis gonna burr better and some oil to add some oil to it. So I am hopeful for a 2026. Now I'm also hopeful for the other market too, the stock market, because not only with this adoption of crypto, it's crypto moving over to Wall Street, which we saw. They get their dirty fingers in it and get some control in it. But also, some of the Wall Street stuff is going to be more accessible to us. That was the big advantage point of crypto, is that almost anybody can get in. If you just had a wallet linked to an exchange or move money to an exchange, you're in. That's all you needed. You didn't have to go through all this licensure or whatever, all these, being an accredited investor and have over $2 million before you can invest in here and, prove that you won't come in and just ruin, you did. They kept you out. You were gated. And crypto is really taking the barriers down from that. Now we're starting to see tokenized stocks, real world assets, things like that, commodities being tokenized. We had tokenized gold for a while. They're like, oh my God, it really does work. Wow, what if the market was open 24/7? I don't think they can handle that. That might be where we have the upper hand in crypto. Crypto has been a very good training ground. Let me put it in this perspective. Even if you feel beat up a little bit in this market, if you've been over here and been learning about the charts and all this stuff, know that you've been cutting your teeth in one of the most volatile markets out there. That if you got some sharp skills here, and when you apply it over to the stocks and stuff like that, I mean, I really think the results that we get from over there applying this stuff is just, wow, gosh, you're a lot tamer. I can actually, it's easier. It's easier. So maybe we all should take our skills also over and not ignore some of them. Some of the platforms that we're used to, we don't have to go and open up some big broker account somewhere and go through all that bull crap. But if we can find platforms that are starting to include more tokenized stocks and things like that, I'd be very, very excited to entertain that idea to my strategies and what we do here on the channel. Playing with some ideas here. I see a little something there. Oh, that's a nice little thing right there. Remember where we were over here. Well, is that a big cup and handle? You might be able to get by with that. And some people will be looking at, look at this inverted head and shoulders to the upside. And okay. I just see, I mean, yeah, but overall, rather than what we see inside and there, the horny looking upside down octopus or whatever else might be inside that little guy. You still got a squeezing pattern, which is a rising wedge. And when they break out, they tend to break out parabolic. And it appears, if we're still looking at that, whether inverted head and shoulders or a wedge, coming back to retest that trend line idea. It done it once, rather not do it again, but hey man, we're there. Bullish if we don't touch it, but okay if we do touch it, 78,000. And we could still be making a higher high. Market structurally, we have not broken the rules yet. Other than a few moving averages, but I gotta say, there's some of these indicators that still look okay. The Ichimoku cloud looks like she's still up for business. We've come down to the 100 moving average, which has typically been toward confirming our bear market ideas. Maybe that will be it again. However, there was this one anomaly where we did come back down to the 200 moving average when we were not in the bear cycle. We were in the bull cycle. And that was back when the COVID thing hit. We broke past the 200 and then we regained the 50, and it was off to the races. And we had one of the best runs ever. If you caught it down here and weren't too scared, because at that point, everybody was scared. A lot of people having to put money not into the market, but just into food and shelter and just just surviving at that point. So not everybody was there to take advantage of it. But that went on to a nice 700% run there, and that was the bull. And altcoins also came up a lot with that. Just some food for thought right there. Here's another example where this was the top at top in 17, and this was our bear markety right here down to $3,000, which we never came back down and touched that bottom. That was the bottom of the bear market. We also came back up 13,000, looking good. Oh my gosh, flag to the upside, baby. And then we started losing it before COVID. But where did we come to? We came to the 100 moving average. So we can't discount the idea on the weekly that the 100 moving average is a total death sentence, because we do have those examples where we have come through it before. It's just that typically on a strong run, we don't behave this way. We don't behave this way. And I would say that the biggest outcome that would have come from when we did break this area of $100,000, the biggest thing that actually happened there was that a lot of people sold off on the Bitcoin, and a lot of bigger players got to buy it really cheap. And it was those people that bought it really cheap down here when everybody was scared about it that really got paid when Bitcoin made its move up. Just some food for thought there, ladies and gentlemen, as we find ourselves in one of the biggest Mexican standoffs in crypto I've ever seen in my whole damn life. It's crazy. Bulls against bears, don't know what to do. I just get out the popcorn, because all I know to do is like screw altcoins as much. I'm playing a little bit of them. I'm mostly focusing on Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's going to win one way or the other. And if we're taking this big of a hit and we go down, and our biggest global adoption period in Bitcoin, I can't see us getting too much. We can't be too far from the lows. It's hard to imagine that right now. It sounds stupid when you say it. But given all the money and energy that's been invested in here, unless it just totally unwinds, can't see that happening. You know, $50,000? Are we going to be lucky enough to get down to 50,000? She don't have her big 90% drops as much anymore, right? From the top over here down to the bottom over here is 76%. So we had about 78% drop right there. Therefore, the 786 Fibonacci. And again, that takes us about 38 or 70 something percent, right? Oh, yeah, right down here to around 26. Retesting this area over here. Boy, that would take a lot of. That would be something serious. That would be a lot of treasuries unwinding and just saying, I get my hands off of Bitcoin, I'm going back into gold, or what? I don't know, man. We're just speculating. We can make up lots of stories of what we think it can do, but the best thing to do is just to see what it's actually doing. And right now, what it's actually doing is respecting this trend line so far. And we gave it all the wiggle room that we could give it. And even gave it a little wickage here to poke hole and poke some weakness into it. But as you see, when we come down to the smaller time frames, it seems like she's respecting it. And here on the 4 hour, we see the price has gotten above that 9 moving average, riding the old 9 train. And that's a trend. That's an upward trend. And I see a 1 touch, 2 touch. Do we get a 3 touch and then a dump, a little bit of a correction? Or are we getting our correction early? What we really want to see is to start taking out some highs over here. We need to see this 94 area get tested. We need to see that $100,000 area get tested. We need to break past this 50 moving average that seems to be holding the price down at the moment. Well, I'm a man of trend lines, and I like to draw trend lines. They tell me where the resistance is, and we got one right there on the local. I like the bigger ones over here. I think they give us the real scoop and skinny. And you can argue that we've got a breakout right here. Not the volume that we want to see behind it, so well, we got that, a little lackluster. but yeah, it's still a breakout. 100 moving average is over here, hanging around this critical point that I got marked, $94,000, 600 area. And that should be the area that we need to try to tackle next if we're going to try to stair-step up past these moving averages on the moving average strategy. I think I should do another video on the moving average strategies. I don't know that a lot of people get it. But I was having to see Benjamin Cowan today. Was it today or yesterday? I saw one of his streams, and he was bringing up moving averages too, and he knows. Looking at the bigger time frames, if we lose this one, this is the next one that we're actually going to look, and you can go back and see. There's a dance between the moving averages and between, and what I found, certain ones that seem to be. Certain ones can make up a very nice strategy on how to play this. So we got Jim in the house. What's going on, Jim? Hello, how's it going, everybody? I'll come over to the chat and say hello to everybody soon. Just wanted to get on my little tangents and present what I want to present over here. But this is what our altcoins are looking like right now. We're getting a little bit of a lift right now. A little bit more confidence is coming back into the altcoins right now. I've got a few little plays, but not big, not much. I'm mostly trying to find things that are excelling against Bitcoin. And that's an interesting thing. Jim says Bitcoin dominance to ETH. I don't think I've ever looked at that. Let's zoom out and see what we got here. So this is Ethereum's dominance taken over Bitcoin, if I'm reading that right. Or this is reflecting the strength of Ethereum, if I'm not mistaken. Sometimes I'll let myself think too hard and get things twisted backwards there, and that confuseth me. So Bitcoin dominance is on the first. You got your slash, you're divided, and your Ethereum dominance. So it should be in terms of Ethereum dominance. And it looks like Ethereum dominance would want to climb against Bitcoin, if I'm reading this correctly. Could that be? Some people, I mean, if you're looking for patterns, a lot of people would want to put that into a cup and handle idea. I see it as a bigger scallop idea, kind of, sort of. She's definitely rounding. Reclaimed a nice little area from the drop there. All right, so, just trying to get some notable pivot areas over here where we can see a reaction. And it looks like she's on an uptrend right there, so I would take it, probably. We'll take a look at Ethereum and against Bitcoin. Which is something a little bit similar. Alright, should I show Bitcoin against Ethereum? Which now I'm confused. This should be how many Ethereum that it, no, that can't work. More than 5 Ethereum to make a Bitcoin. I'm getting all twisted here. But a very similar looking chart right there. We would normally be looking at ETH to Bitcoin, so I think maybe I'm reading that wrong, Jim. Let me come down and see what Jim says about. Oh, he didn't. Okay. And PRI, which is a stock. Let's take a look at Ethereum against Bitcoin right here. And kind of the opposite is the upside down of what we just looked at right there, the inverse. Some could say that we got a rejection there. I think we actually got a trade setup idea here. We do for short term here to bounce off and go up there. That was an interesting chart. If I'm reading that the other way, looked like it might be a little warning for Ethereum right there then. Short term, I think we can get a bounce, but on the bigger picture of things, what we were seeing there could be a rejection over here, and we can come down lower. We'll keep track of that. Let's take a look at, what was it for Jim? Is PRI? 20 people hanging out. Thanks for being here tonight. So in a few minutes, we'll get back over. I want to take a quick look at our indices, take a little bit closer look at Bitcoin. And if you guys have got any altcoins that you want me to take a look at, we got time to do some of that. Of course, I always take super chats, but oh man, my buttons are not working tonight. Well, that's a very common thing to be having over here. Why aren't you working? Now can you work? Nope. Oh, screw it. I can't even do it manually, can I? All right. Oh, snap. What happened over here? We're in, dude. Well, I blame all this on Mercury and retrograde. All right, so we're going to take a look at the one that Jim had, PRI, over in stocks. Primerica. Well, that's a nice rise. Go to the weekly over here. That's a nice parabolic move you got going on. Can't deny that. Got an argument that maybe trying to test some support there before bouncing on up to keep its parabolic move going on. I like that. Let's check out this impulse move we got here for it was 110. It went up to 309. And it did bounce off the 382 there. You knocked that little guy out. Oh, that could be juicy. That could be really juicy.
I'm stuck in a job that ain't my call. My heart's on borrowed ground.
All right, so 384, 431 are some big ass targets for it. If it continues on up there on its trajectory for what it's got here, bouncing off that 382 looks promising that something like that could be in the picture there. Let's see what else we can get here.
Too high and the bills don't quit. This grind's a heavy load.
She did go to the 1618 right there, so she does need that pullback. But like I said, she already bounced off this area here. It looks promising that might have fulfilled what it needs. And again, lining up here nice with some kind of confluence right there. This one, if it's a parabolic move, this is set up to. These are the great prices to be looking for there. as long as this holds support and come back in below the trend line, then all this is off the table. But as long as we don't, and we keep respecting that, I have some nice ones there. So I'm doing all this on the weekly, and nice, yeah. We get some targets. Some of them are a little bit tweaked more for the local price action, a little bit more tuned in. Some of them are a little bit more tuned into the bigger vibration, I guess we would say. But we're 258 right now. If it bounces here, momentum looks like it's on its side. Higher high areas start coming up to 320. That's 27%, 30%. Almost up to 50% gains as we get up to 384. Of course, don't know what that would look like, but she's went on those tears before, and she decides to do it again from here, and it could be nice to get up to those guys. Just as long as we keep respecting this zone here, we don't make any more lower lows or anything like that. Keep this trend going. That looks kind of interesting right there. Let's come down to the daily and kind of see what it looks like. Add a few indicators over here. Well, maybe we should have went back to the weekly. What the weekly look like on indicators? Here on Market Cipher, looks like could be getting ready for a green dot. Not confirmed yet. Money flow starting to come down a little bit. I don't know if it's going to edge back up. Stochastics being to the upside could be seeing that. We don't want to see it going to the red because, well, that's never a good thing, especially on the bigger time frames. MACD trying to turn around a little bit on the histogram, still in some troubled areas here, but it's on a pullback on support. It's got some stuff to fight through, but it looks like it's got some strength to do it, in my opinion. And here on the daily, or above the 9 moving average, there you go. There's my sticker of approval right there. If you're above the daily 9 moving average, you can hold that. Looks like it's trying to cross that 21 soon. It's got turbulence up here though. Bearish crosses or whatever. It's going to fight through this area as it retests that support, but it made a higher low, and if we pivot out, I think we'll see that she probably caught a good area. 786, is that right? Almost. No, 618. Okay, she's honoring that 618, and that can take us up into the 310 area right there. 310 to 324, which is starting to get closer to our bigger first targets there. All right. And we were looking at this, did a fake out and came back, and now we're getting a retest of that area. That's interesting. I'm going to go ahead and keep the line right there to monitor it. I think it looks promising for some more upside. All right, 20 people hanging out. Thank you for being here. Let me come over and say hello to everybody. We got Strega in the house. Strega was first tonight. Do we have clappy hands tonight? Yay! Postmodern Oddities. Welcome to the stream, my man. Glad to have you here. Shout out to all you guys. Ave Medina. I'll just come here for the thumbnails. They say that's what sells, so that's what's on my thumbnails. I'm just saying. We got Joe from Trade Intuition, the fellow YouTuber who was streaming earlier. I was checking him out before my stream after I woke up today, man. So we've got to get into our ads, but it's only when... If you would like your life to be... If you would like your sleep rhythm... you know, very much like mine, where now I just slowly stay up all night long and go to bed around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's what it seems like lately today or whatever. Crazy. Well, then you need some good ass coffee in the middle of the night. That'll do it.
Morning's gray.
the clocks are full. The world outside moves slow, so slow. But there's a spark, a golden glow. Good as coffee's here, you know. Oh, the best part of waking up is good as coffee in your cup.
What happened? Oh, that ends so quick. By the time I remember to turn my regular music down so you can hear the song singing, it's all over. Good ass coffee. If you want to throw up your circadian rhythm to all hell, go get yours today. Hey man, what's going on? Your favorite button? Me and Damien's in the house. I did 4 trades today, no losses. 5 moving average strategy worked like a charm on the 1 hour for Bitcoin. 5 moving average strategy is a bomb. It's the bomb. That's why we use it. We got Floki's Angel says, I love your show. Yeah. Congratulations, Damien, on your trades. And thank you, Floki's Angels. Love that. Love that comment. Bingo Sambo, how's it going, Sam? Good to see you. Me, David says, I even closed along at 89.1 near the top today. Congratulations, my man. R.S. Miller says, looking for a pullback to 210 and then off to 334. What are we talking about? I'm way back on here on the life is a Ponzi. Crypto's just a small part of it on the micro. If it gets to 93K, I'm going to do a cartwheel in my front yard. If it gets to 100K, I'll do it naked. I think we got a good shot to hit 100K. I don't think we're done with 100K yet. Psychological support resistance. At some point, even if we're in a bear market, I would expect us to run up and try to touch that one. 98, 100, something like that. At the worst case scenario, I'd still expect that. Listen, they're not going to rob everybody blind without really shaking them out and try to get them thinking that, oh man, we're going to the moon again. And then, so we got an argument just on that alone. But I do think, you got my fingers crossed and knocking on wood, that this cycle will be different in 2026. But again, I don't have as much confidence on the altcoins for that, but for Bitcoin I do. Speaking about Ponzi, I was listening to Bullish Babe live stream on TikTok. They're trying to shield their family on Thanksgiving to pump the altcoin market again. Freaking weirdo, this guy. Her. Love it. In the future, crypto people will be the only people that can afford to go to Las Vegas. As long as it's not mostly altcoins, as we've seen so far. This looks like the beginning of the bear market because at the end of a bull run, liquidity gets pulled from the market. We haven't even had the liquidity injected in the market yet. It's been delayed. Yeah, that's a valid argument too. $59 for spaghetti? Holy snakes. Unsure why, but fart coins seems to move amazingly if you were scalping. Says Power Friend. Farts never get old. They just fade away. Curious to see if Ethereum rolls over to 2300. Short-term holder capitulation level is 25. Bitcoin wiped its short-term holders out, but Ethereum has yet to do that. Oh, that's an interesting argument. Rate cut got priced out, and now it's getting priced back in, and the dollar is about to decline as you were seeing the price of gold go right up. Now I'm pretty sure that's a signal. Gold is going up. Now, Kyle over on Crypto Banner has been in a short. He mentioned it last night, shorting gold. And last night he was starting to say maybe, it's showing some signs like maybe the short's not going to be the play. And I think he was good enough to catch that. I've been long on it. On gold, just a small play, but I'm trying to play my gold for some Bitcoin too. I like to check out a XAUT is the one I'm playing right now. And I guess we can get over to Bybit. So this is gold. That's not much of a chart to look at here. But I seem to think she's on still a little bit of a trajectory here. I think we can see close to 5,000 out of it at some point. Hope that doesn't involve war, because it usually does, but we do have a trend line right here that we are respecting. It's an internal trend line that goes through most things. That's what I've been looking at as we go into symmetrical triangle, and I don't trust, and now we're trying to touch the top of it. Good old gold at 41.30. Not down at 39 anymore. When you play this against Bitcoin, you can see the silliness of my ideas here. Oh my God, we got an inverted head and shoulder possible. This seems to be a confirmed. Or if you prefer any other thing, you can look at it as being a channel. That's very sensible too. Or if you're one of them tip pinchers and have that premature problem, you can pinch the tip over here and see that we're squeezing to a triangle, which eventually is like a zit that gets popped, busted upside. So kind of nice. Just doing some basic ins and outs here, measure moves and whatnot and stuff like that. Says we can get back up to this area about 0.058 for you, my man, which kind of retests right underneath this area, which is kind of got some confluence with this little support resist area right through here. This W it tried to have before. That sounds kind of groovy. However, you know me, I can't look at a chart without pulling out my fib, playing with it. 382, and then also this one right over here, 618 Juanita. So gold against Bitcoin, or Bitcoin against gold. Sell my gold for some more Bitcoin, 67% if it happens. I like that idea. I'm willing to hold on to a little bit of it. Make that play. I want things that are gaining against Bitcoin. I'm not interested in anything else. For me personally. One of which has been Bitcoin Cash, that we talked about recently. It said it sucks. Nobody wants Bitcoin Cash. It looks like it's dying again. Oh no, but not today. Not today, my friend. Not today. It looks beautiful today. It looks like it went over and hit our target perfectly, giving us good gains in Bitcoin today against that old boomer Bitcoin Cash coin. How much more can it give us though? Because this is a nice rounding shape here. Imagine getting another 40%. We come up here to 0.0091 BTC per Bitcoin Cash. Got even higher targets over there. So I like this one. I'm playing this one. Sounds crazy, but you know, there's one called Litecoin that also a boomer coin. I think it's got 210 million coins or something like that. Might be getting into something here. Not quite there just yet for that play, but maybe shaping up for it. Contender we'll be looking at, one of the best ones recently, which is losing a little bit of steam, has been Zcash against Bitcoin. We identified that into a bullish harmonic pattern over here, which played out beautifully, extremely well, beautifully, just like mamma mia, you'll make me tangle on the other sides. And we seem to be making this big expanding kind of wedge pattern here. Probably could be drawn out a little bit better on the top, but the bottom trend line is what we're looking at, and we're flirting with it. Let's give it a little bit more wiggle room here, going from bodies to the wicks now, just to give it a little room, so we don't, don't want to judge it too early, man. Say, oh man, you gave it up, because we got 3 touches from bodies to wick to wick. Probably gonna be dialed in just a little bit better after I tighten up the body. We got a little ways to go, a few little fib areas down here. She's not turning around yet, but it's fun when it starts going up like this. That's great. Right now, I mean, quite honestly, You did one pattern here, you did another one there. It's a bullish pattern, but it's not completed yet, and it might be 786 for real. It might. We're trying to do a double bottom here at the 618. Would that make you? No, that doesn't. That doesn't. The best we could be looking for would be the cipher pattern, which it might be. Have you got a different little thing to do here? So we might be looking at one of those guys, which is bullish. So if we catch here, if we do get this double bottom formation here at the 618, if that confirms, then yeah, this could get interesting. There is just another scenario where it might possibly come a little bit lower down here. I think I want to take you off the program, put you on the program. And if that is where we do bottom out, if it is, okay, yeah, we want to look at for that guy for targets. And also pay attention to this guy again right here. Although it'll probably blast through it this time, we would hope. But for a short-term target where you can get paid a little bit, that's all we're looking for, right? So Zcash against Bitcoin, could we gain 15% on Bitcoin there, 25% there, or if we come up to higher targets, 30 to 50% on Bitcoin, that would be nice. I like the Bitcoin plays. I'd be looking for at least down through here in these areas. While she tried to figure out what she's doing, and everybody's saying, look, it's a shoulder, head and shoulder to the downside. That's an ugly head and shoulder. I would not qualify that as a head and shoulder at all, but you know, people want to do what people want to do. I see it more as the M shape with the retracement, but that's just me. Hello, chat. Get you some Pax Gold. I was looking at Pax Gold, and I used to play Pax Gold, but when you actually want to move it, you get a little penalized on it. So it looked like XAUT was the better choice there. But I used to do Pax Gold, but yeah, when you move it, you get a lot less of it back in your Destin wallet because, well, that's how they make their money. Or support the whatever they got to do. XAU2 seemed to be a better suited my purposes better. That's an inverted head and shoulders. Lol. 88,000 again. Are we? Come here, Bitcoin. Show me what you're doing over here, baby, with this breakout that we got going on. Nice. All right, so, oh my gosh, what chart are we on? I got too many damn lines over here. I gotta get some of these things off of here. This is not the one we've been, is it? All right, I gotta zoom out before I zoom in. Good Lord. Sometimes I just want to start these charts. Sometimes I do start these charts all over. Here we go. That's a nice clean chart. I don't want to muck that one up. This is what we've been watching mostly here on the show. I remember because we got this need the support area right here. So I want to try to be consistent with what we're going over. I got different charts on everything looking. A lot of the stuff repeats, but a lot of it just gets all cluttered. All right, so this is the 4 hour, still above the 9 moving average. That's a great little sign for me. About 88.9 was one area that I was looking for. And yeah, it looks like, yeah, that we were at that area. I think it was a fib area too, I believe, and also 200 moving average. We got rejected there, but now we're trying to go tackle it one more time. Looks like that would be cool. It looks to me like you bounced at a good spot, Bitcoin, the 382 area. That's what we want to see for a strong trend. When we bounce from the 382s, that means our trend is healthy and strong. And when we can bounce from that one, well, that takes us up here to this area at 90,600-ish. 90,700 would be one of the targets there, as well as 91.6, but I don't depend on that one as much. That one should give us a pretty nice kind of measure move right up to that one. So that's technically where our AB equals CD should terminate, but it doesn't always, you know, do it perfectly. Therefore, we got two targets that we kind of look for. So 90,006 and possibly 91.6, and we would expect from when we get up here, it would pivot. These are pivot points, and that's what I do with my trading strategy, is try to find pivot points where make good sell or buy targets. And so if we're going to nail it, those would be the places I would look to nail it. It's not about nailing it, it's about how you execute on the information that you're given. That's really what matters. How are you executing those trades? Are you... That's where the real game comes in. But I see us moving on up, and if we're moving on up, well, that means that our altcoin should be doing pretty damn decent, right? Or getting something, and we're seeing that, right? What I do like about this is that, this trend line idea that we had, probably can tighten it up over here. From these two touches over here and from the support area right here, kind of giving us our angles here, seems to be also touching and working as support here for total 3. We came down and made a little bit of a lower low, but hey, not horrible. Not horrible. Probably within reason, right? Did you do it? Oh, you didn't really do it. Just a hair lower. All right, so I'm not there might be lower on it. Could be still having another leg down. I'm not ruling that out. Some other things we can look at here, trend lines, and we're below a major trend line, so some resistance up ahead here. Not quite what we're needing, but yeah, we'll take it, right? We'll take any kind of bounce that we can get here. Let's see if we got any confluence here with these fibs. Not as much as I'd like to see. Okay, but at least we got a rally, so we'll watch that. I'm not seeing the great signs I would like to see out of it. Saying, oh man, what's up? It's altcoin season. It's altcoin season, nigga. Guys, here's 5 coins we need to go in this week to make all kinds of gains. I don't think we're there yet. But it's a nice idea to retest off of this line that we can start trying to work up for a higher high. That's what we actually need to see. So we got a lot of resistance through here, but for altcoins is what this is telling me. However, we do have this on our side here with Bitcoin dominance coming down, and the more it's coming down and Bitcoin is kind of hanging out, that kind of helps things. When Bitcoin dominance is coming down, things get better for altcoins. They're either stable or they go up or they just really go up. So we'd like to see Bitcoin dominance come down. We just need to see Bitcoin, hopefully, if it can go up too while this is coming down, which is what we have going on right now, we get the better performance out of our altcoin season. I'm not going to say it's altcoin season, but that is one of the things that you see in altcoin season, is just where continually Bitcoin is going up, and then while the dominance is going down, and altcoins just go crazy. We're not there yet, but what we are seeing is some rejection over here of this little fib area that we have. Nice little pivot point for you to be pivoting at, and we're getting a little relief here in the dominance of the stable coins. Now it's kind of scary because it made a higher high there, and so it is on a trend up, and it could be making a bottom pattern, suggesting a lot of more money in the crypto market will be in stable coins than a lot of the crypto that we're used to seeing here. And that scares some people, and they're using it as a metric that the bear market's here, man. Everybody's selling out, going into their altcoin or going into stable coin. This is it. But I got a different take on it, because stable coins are huge. And it's probably one of the least appreciated things in crypto, because it doesn't go up in value, man. It doesn't make us any money. It holds the value, and you can use it in transactions, and it really solves a lot of the problems that can we get this off of there? It solves a lot of the problems for moving money quickly, more and efficiently, without the involvement of banks and wires and all that stuff. It's that problem is solved, and a lot of platforms are really starting to take advantage of that. I mean, look at PayPal getting their own PYUSD. I love that thing. So it makes it easier to move from our side over to crypto and from crypto back over to our side with stable coins like that. And so you're seeing a lot of new stable coins being printed now, and I think that has a lot to do with this. Sure, some of this is some sell-off and people, taking security into the dollar versus some of the altcoins and things like that. But it's also a lot of the new money coming in and some of the new printed money that will be coming in. So I would expect this to actually grow and not have as much of a negative effect that we're used to seeing on it. And I would hope so, because man, that's a beautiful bottom support pattern here that suggests that stablecoin's getting ready to rock off. Now, whether it means bear market or just more real world use for stablecoin, which brings more crypto adoption. So this is going to be a metric that we'll probably switch over to the DXY and track the old dollar strength from here on out rather than stablecoin. Might have to go back to that old metric. Meanwhile, when we start looking at Standard & Poor's 500, S&P 500, the tech stocks, the more riskier stocks that they like to sell off on, they got a little bump today. They made a lower low here, but they got a little bit of a bump up today here on a Monday. Maybe it's not as bad. Maybe they won't come back down to 61, which is what I'm looking for if this is our top or pivot, and that very well could be, and I think it did hit a level. I have to wait and see there. But $88,000 Bitcoin when we were down to $80,000 Bitcoin, thinking everything. And remember what they were saying to do over here. Remember what was going on over here, okay? Shorts, flags to the downside, bear flags, scared AF. This is where people were trying to short here at support areas. Just because you see that every time that we get a scary drop, and you see the opposite too every time that we get these nice pumps. There's always buy the flag, and I'm just telling you, if there's anything that can, the people out here that are always doing these walk shoulder to the downside here at support, that does nothing. I see some people on YouTube that do this routinely every time, every drop, and it just gets everybody scared that's leaning on them, thinking they know what's going on in the market, because they definitely act like they know exactly what's going on in the market with their confidence in it. But so many people end up buying what they're selling over there, the misapplication of some of this stuff, and it doesn't work out that way. It doesn't work out. It's never a good idea to short support. When you want to short, when your body and your heart and everything is saying I need to short, that's not when you do it. But that's what happens when we get down here. Anyway, they have since flipped their tune. And the very people, what gets me is the very people that are here drawing, all these bear scenarios and going by bookmap targets, which you see that a lot. There will be layers on bookmap, and magically that's where the measure moves always take you, and the price targets always take you, and this and that. But it was very bearish. They were calling for a lot lower over here too. But we did hit some certain fib levels. And to me, fibs have been the most eye-opening things to help me navigate the market and not make stupid decisions or fall prey to these ideas. Oh no, oh my God, he said something I don't see. He's got a brain that I'm, oh my gosh, I hope I can ever be as rich as that dude trading his way to millions of dollars. It's not that trading. Oh my gosh, we're going in off of that. Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? 20 people. Let's take a look at some altcoins and whatnot as we watch Bitcoin try to slowly work its way back up higher highs and higher lows as we try to climb our way back to what I believe will be $100,000. I do think that things will start getting better the second week of December. I think I was looking somewhere around the 9th for something that I got a date thing for GAN analysis. I'm hearing that maybe the Fed announcement's coming around the 9th or 10th, the 10th, I think, the 10th, right around that area. And if they do turn money printer on there or make the announcements or whatever, I mean, sure, some of it's priced in now, but the market would be a lot more frisky beyond those points to give us a rally, which I think that we can lose. Because I've got some analysis things are hinting that we will be back to these areas over here, the low 80s, somewhere in January, early January. But then that would be our double bottom, and then we might do really well from there. If not, well, if we do find ourselves back here in January, and well, that might be the cutoff point where we just go lower. I don't know, but I've got things that are telling me that back in January, the first week, we should be back here in these areas. Let's see how it plays out. If so, then I've stumbled on a very interesting way to apply GAN square of 9 to the Bitcoin cycle, which I'm sure GAN would have seen it. But most people are looking for price and things like that to apply to the square of 9. And you can do price and you can also do time. And I applied time to the square of 9 to get some of these dates and times. So I'm just checking it out. But that does suggest that we do go up to that $100,000 area. Slowly but surely. And I hope so. Because that will give us a chance to de-risk out some of these altcoins that have been hit so bad. Well, we got our hour in. Let me come down to the chat and see what you guys are talking about over here. I mean, make sure that we haven't missed any of the fan funding over here. We got Jim, so we did Bitcoin dominance and Ethereum dominance, and then we did PRI. Thank you for super chat. And we got Ave. Did you sell some Tesla? Wanted to de-risk some more? Should I wait? Also, if you have a chance, check UPXI, another stock. I've got a little bit UPXI. I saw you guys talking about it, and I thought, well, I'll take a little nibble. I got a little cash to win. I've been disappointed in that one. I did not sell any Tesla. I was thinking about it, and I remember talking last night. I might have to make a move on it, and I didn't get around to it today. I looked at it earlier today, and I thought, well, you seem to be holding. And sure enough, she's holding so far. I don't want to sell the bottom, sell at 380. That'd be stupid. That's stuff I don't want to do. That look, people be looking at M top and everything, but I see that. I see a trend line. And I just see a nice sequence of higher highs and higher lows overall with, this guy just getting rejected. Well, at the places it should get rejected. I mean, it's 886. Got a little harmonic action maybe going on right there. And if we can bounce off of 382, I ain't going to bitch about it. And it looks like we tried to do that. So I got some hope that we're coming up to this area right over here. And maybe right over here to 577. Guess I should mark that. So I think you can get a little higher than that. I'd like to see it start working back toward $500, and I think that we might get a chance to do that here. Hope so. Maybe. So let's see, about 430, 440. I can see those areas coming back in. Let's see what happens with our crosses on these moving averages there. Looks like it's not going to be easy. It's got some stuff to fight through right through this area. But if we can get past it, then the 500 will be coming a lot easier. But I like to bounce off the trend line. So I'm still in my Tesla, and I'm glad. MicroStrategies though. Whew. They under some fire. It's down to $179 there. And I've got a harmonic pattern that suggests that it could come down to 91. I hope not. But I honestly, I don't know what to do with MicroStrategy. I got out of it. I was able to sell a few shares over here when it was good and trying to layer out, but they never came back and got my targets, and so lower targets, and I just finally said, well, I'm not riding this ride down anymore. And I think we're right around here about 280, somewhere through there. I got out. Didn't want to, because that one's been good to me. It was really good to me over here. It was so amazing, but now it's not. And my take is, I mean, as soon as I saw them create all these other products and stuff, that's just when I started losing interest, because it just reminded me of what I'd see happen over in DeFi and crypto. I'm like, oh, well, you just expanding the pool for whatever. It didn't have a good effect on the main coins. I thought, I don't want to see that on MicroStrategy. I have no idea. I'm sure they have reasons and all this other complicated reasons to explain what the other products they've got, and they're doing good, but MicroStrategy is not doing good for whatever reason right now. And they say it's because they're being shorted to death as a hedge by JP Morgan Chase and probably BlackRock. And, okay, well, maybe they'll short it down to $91. 886 Fibonacci. Maybe you won't have to go down that far. Maybe you can just come down to 150, but you at 179. MicroStrategy's what a disappointment. It did the same thing last time we were in the bear market too with Bitcoin, so got that idea. Here is our November. We're down 19% this November. Down 3% in October. The 2 months that we were expecting, just gorgeous, gorgeous green months, because it usually is. They weren't. This is the suckiest year for a bull run for Bitcoin and for crypto, man, overall. Well, it's pretty much break even until May. Got a little, but now it's giving it all back. It's giving everything back this whole year. This whole year has been given back. I haven't been given back, just the big boys stole it because they're very clever that way. That's my excuse. That's my explanation. Let's come over to the chat here. Hey, chat. How we doing, chat? Whale Games. That USB COI chart we looked at explains why it feels so sucky. Might have to go back to that. I just now remember I forgot to UPXI. Let's take a look at that while we're over here in the stock area. I can't remember what this one was. I thought it was tied to Solana in some way. I don't know. Maybe that explains why it's down. They made a lower low than what they had over here. Boy, I got a messed up chart. I like the curve. I want to keep the curve. I just don't need some of these other lines, trend lines. You lost that. Don't need this guy anymore. They preach their gospel blind to the ground. I still agree. I think we're in a big accumulation thing, and this could happen over a long time. So it's 281, and we got a range. I think most of it seems to be between where we are and $8-9. And you can make some decent profits out of that as long as you buy above $8 or $9. And we're at almost $3 right now. That's a pretty decent range where you can not get stuck holding a bag here. You can build a moon bag if you wanted to of this. A little accumulation zone. I will probably, since I have no conviction in this, I couldn't even tell you what it is, but I do have a few shares of it. If we come back up closer to $9, I will probably exit out of this one and get into something I have a little bit more conviction about, but it does have a nice rounded shape here that could turn out to be something big over time. I don't know, 2027, 2028, or whenever, if this might actually blast off from here like we often see and get back up to $70, $80, and you bought it at 2 or 3. That's a good payoff. if you got conviction in the project and hold it and feel like that. I've already forgot what it was.
Where's that flag now? They hype the fall is coming right here.
December, January, February in the green says Postmodern Oddities. Gonna need a joke. Can you please look at Ladies USD? Well, let's see if it's still hanging on. I've de-risked a lot out of this. I've still got a little position, so I'm still in it with you there. But it's a very, very tiny position, and it's not leveraged at all. But it just keeps making lower lows. We keep hoping she's going to hold her area. But she went down to the very furthest that I could get her to, that orange line, the 1618. She even dipped below it a little bit, didn't she? Seems to be holding. And one of the rare occasions that we're trying to reclaim the 9, we did it back over here, but we did lose it again, right? But that's the first time since about mid-October that we were able to try to reclaim the 9 moving average. Let's hope. Let's see, we got do we have bullish divergence over here? We do. Look, this is, cross our fingers, this is finally the bottom, because, well, it needs to be. We're at the extent of my Fibonacci levels that should pertain to it for the move we were looking for. So this is on the daily. Come to the 4 hour, and it got above the 50. Hasn't done that in a while. Hasn't done that at all since over here around September. But it didn't hold it, but that's a good sign. That was also where it got bearishly retested over here. We don't have anything like that right now, do we? Not so much. We tried to stay hopeful, and I point out the hopeful scenarios here that I can, and still, you know, what's going on over here that looked like it was trying to do something maybe at certain levels, but this is my last little level for it here in the sand for me personally. And it looks like it's respecting it, so let's see if we can get something out of that. See if we got a breakout or anything. But I mean, this one's going to be affected with the market, just like everything else. And I think the meme coin tied to an NFT project, honestly, probably not one of the one. It's going to have to be community driven and narrative driven for this one to really take off. Because, I mean, as far as use cases, I can't identify much of a solid use case. If you compare it to, something like, I don't know, Bitcoin, it might come across a little lacking, but it doesn't mean that it can't recover and do some stuff. So she's just been beaten down, and maybe that's a good opportunity. But let's hope. Stop bleeding, ladies. Come on. Stop bleeding. Turkey getting tired again, but Turkey been sleeping on and off, doing cat naps in and out all day. So down Fox just snagged some of my chickens. Going on a fox hunt. Those foxes are cagey. They can climb trees, those little bastards. They're wild little dudes. Did you see that turkey? Did you see the size of that chicken? Yeah, I've been tired this whole month. Me too, but I'm brought it on myself, I believe, here. Here we go. It says RS Miller, XRP, H-Bar, Arrow, Ondo, Near, XLM, and R, please. Don't know that I can get all of them, but we'll try to get a few of those. Let's take a look at Near. How long are we going? What, an hour and a half? Trying not to do another 2 hours. I'm trying to break the 2-hour stream thing. And for Near, I've got you in a harmonic pattern here. We came back down to 886 fib area, which is here. And seem to me, this actually looks good for Near to me. We're at 190 basically, and we're holding this area. Trying to make some kind of some might see it as some kind of triple bottom. We're ranging out here, consolidating down here, nice scallops through there. This is a bullish formation here that should get us back up to 440 targets. At 447, 448, 630 or 620, right in that area, are the main shorter term targets, with the juicier ones being right back up here at where we were at C. So near looks pretty good. I kind of like near. Speaking of some coins over here, 26 people hanging out. Thank you for being here. If you hit that like button, that'd be awesome.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
We've had some activity to be happening over here on the ROAD token. And the ROAD token has a utility now. Well, it will very shortly. As soon as Mercury gets out of retrograde, I'm going to enforce this over into the trading group. And it'll be our trading community over here on Telegram will become a little gated. And I'm trying to fix it where my OGs, the people who have been here for you guys have been here for a year or two and all that, don't have to have the ROAD coin to have access. But it will be gated. And then I'm going to start adding, be more active over here with a lot more material and videos and things like that. And hopefully we add some value over there. But here we are at the ROAD coin, which I did make a purchase with me proceeds, and we were flailing down here very low, about 5,000. Our market cap is at 6.3. The price of it is like, that's the same as the market cap. There's 1 billion tokens, so it'll always be the same as the market cap, just with zeros in front of it. There are a decimal 5 zeros and 61 is what ROAD coin cost right now, and it looks like we're looking about between having 5 to 10 million ROAD coin to get in, or to have access to the group. And rather than be a group that sits there and charges $99 or $50 or even $25 a month or anything to be a part of it, it's more of you can be there as long as you got ROAD coin. You decide you don't want to be part of it, sell your ROAD coin. The idea is we get more people over, the new people that will be coming in as we channel grows. Well, they'll have to buy ROAD coin to be part of all the cool stuff that we're going to have over there and do have over there, especially all the knowledge and knowledge base. And that gives an incentive for this coin to go up. However, as people, it gets too pricey, because I'm looking somewhere around $50, right? And right now, 10 million is right about $63. That might be starting to get a little pricey. So one of the benefits is that, say it does get pricey, we can eventually drop the requirements for ROAD coin, maybe down to just a couple of million. That frees up whatever you got extra that you can just sell, and I don't know. I just see it as a way that doesn't rob from the people and the members, and actually gives some benefit to the group and gives some value over here. So up pretty good. And some of this was some of my buying, because I did buy a little bit on another account too, since we were so juicy low. I was like, you know what? I'm getting out of Miro and I'm going to put in ROAD coin in. And as soon as I did, a few other people, came in and sold. I guess there's bots and everything over here too. But it does have a use case, and I think my dev account over here, I've got 34 million over here, and I've also got some cooter. You gotta have some cooter, because cooter's just fun. It's just fun to have cooter. I'm just saying, can't imagine a world without cooter. But that's part of the reason why we went up. And so I kicked it off, and then other people came in, and then some people were trying to game it, which that always happens too, right? Just how it is. But there is the use case for ROAD coin is coming, so we'll hear a little bit more about it. Let's take a look at. Wait a minute. Where did you go? A lot of people with Bitcoin exposure are short MicroStrategy as a hedge. It doesn't help MicroStrategy out any. Yeah, it looks sad for MicroStrategy. heard some people, or some comments that maybe they were trying to run it down so low that Michael Saylor has to sell. I don't know if that will ever happen. That would be horrible if it ever did. Damn mic button, what happened? Or when the microphone not on? That scares me. Yeah, that's why I keep tricking on the mic. Gotta love living in the country. I smiked the button, the like button. The turkey ate my dingo. I hear foxes have a skunky smell to them. Searching is easier, isn't it? Maybe. There was a list over here that we saw earlier. There we are. Look at that. I don't know if I can get all of these, Ernest Miller, but we'll try to get a few more here. Now, Ondo. I'm not in Ondo anymore. I don't know that I like the tokenomics and things of Ondo. It's down at 50 cents. Oh, man. If you were to look at this guy. Clearly, you can see a shoulder, head and shoulder. Actually, you got a lower right shoulder, and that's one of my tick boxes. Wow, that's a pretty intense head and shoulders pattern. Luckily, it doesn't have to pay all the way down to the measure move. Man, that would be generous. Because you can't go down to the. Yeah, you can too. You remember this area down here? 30 cents or 28 cents. You might be headed back down there. Sucks to lost this trend line here. It sucks that it made a very beautiful head and shoulders pattern, which has no possibility of ever meeting that measure move, because that would go into, it'd be sub $5 a coin, negative $5 a coin, into the zero there. It's at 50 cents. Same place it was August of 2024. But now it's a point that can be resistance. That's a little concerning here. We're going to go from swing low here to the top of right over here. So we're measuring from the wick to the top there. It's got a 618. Okay, well that's hopeful. It's also got an 886 right down here. And that's kind of what I'm eyeballing. It's got at least it's stopping the bleeding here at the 618. If it can hold there, maybe we can get back up to $1.08. Man, that's very hopeful at this point in the game. The biggest thing that I would say about this one with Ondo, other than it being a BitBoy shell or very early on, is the 10 million coins out there, and the 10 billion maximum supply and total supply, and the 3 billion that are out there that are constantly just being unleashed every month or whatever. It's already got a $1.5 billion market cap. Now, I'm sure they're doing some good things, but the tokenomics just suck in my personal opinion. Ondo is a DeFi primitive that enables users to originate risk-isolated fixed-yield loans backed by yield-generating crypto assets. It's unique because it's permissionless. Turkey getting tired, blah blah blah, and all this nerd stuff. But the all-time high was $2.14 a little over a year ago. It's crazy, isn't it? It's $2.14 a year ago. And its all-time low was 8 cents, and that was 2 years ago. So we're not back down there yet. But it's down 76% over 1 year. In this past year, in the bull market, it has dropped 76%. Not a good track record. So I don't have faith in it because of its tokenomics, but I'm not bashing anybody that does. I just think that they come out with these tokenomics like this for a reason, such as this. It just makes it so much easier to hide them extracting value out of it. And so there's $1.5 billion market cap right here. Its fully diluted valuation, if it had all the tokens out, in order for it to maintain this 50% price, it would have to have almost $5 billion. $5 billion would have to be in this market to keep all these tokens at 50 cents. That's a big ask for right now. But I'm not saying the goody goodies here. See if you can come back and retest that 65, 67 cent area. If you can get back above it, that's good, but it needs a break. It needs a break. You said XLM. We'll take a look at XLM Stellar. I haven't looked at this one in a minute. The market cap. Here we are, a spot on Coinbase. Well, we had our pattern right here. Nice retracement down to our 1618 from this leg, 786 area right there. Did a type 2 return. That looks cool. We're looking at the places, target areas that it could be going up to. Let's take a look at that. So going back here in hindsight, we've been looking at the 382 and 618 for your standard run-of-the-mill targets for this. It did not come up to the 382 and blasted through it, so that was a little bit of a fail. Did its type 2, that was good. Then it came to the 618 and got that target. Not really much higher. Now we're all the way back down here to where we started. I'm looking at some trend lines that we lost right there. That's a nice one. So I got a little resistance over there. I'm sure some people see this as a big ass cup and handle. When you zoom out to the daily, you can see we bounced off the 800 moving average. I like that. See, we also we haven't quite hit our 786 fib area over here, but we did over here at that one time, so maybe that's good. I hope we don't have to come back and see 19 cents for a total revisit of that area. We can say it's on the table, but let's cross our fingers that doesn't have to happen, that maybe this 800, 600 moving average area will hold and we can come back up here. And it looks like it's got a really good chance of that happening, I believe. Swing hard to swing low. We need to see 28, 29 cents. That would be the first area that we need to see at target, and then we got this juicy place where our moving averages, the 200, the 300, and the 100 are all just look like they're trying to have an orgy, a little threesome going on over here at 333, and that okay, so we got 333 and 3 of the moving averages trying to have a threesome. I would say that 33.3 cents might be a magical number for stellar lumens if we can get up there. We can leave it at that. Ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin be dropping from our $88,000 area just by a hair. Just by about $15, $20. Nothing to get alarmed about just now as we dive back into the smaller time frames. Still see higher highs, higher lows, working our way through there. Elliot, are you about tired on your... Yeah. Elliot's looking for some kind of correction. And I agree, we could be retesting some of these areas again. 86,000 somewhere through there. if we start losing a little steam, but that's all right. That's all right. Pulled our fib from over here at 93,000 down to that low we got, and you see that we're still above the 0.5. We lost the 618, just struggling with this area here. That's fine. That's fine. And she may come back down. I mean, we talked about these ideas. There's a good chance that we're coming. We could roll over down here. I'm looking for some kind of double bottom to form. I just don't know exactly where we're going to pivot from that to come back down, right? And we could do this several different times too, as we make up our bigger time frames. This is on the smaller time frames. So interesting out of these altcoins, or out of Bitcoin right now, but more so out of the altcoins, the others. What are you doing, others? This is what our altcoins look like. But the majority of them, right? On the 4-hour chart. You got the bearish cross over there. That's not looking as good. They're trying to get a little rise up. We saw Bitcoin dominance is coming down. Now, I do like it on the bigger time frames, the 8-hour, the daily. I like it, those. The smaller time frames are not looking nice, though. But the moving averages they've got a little bit more promise on the bigger ones, but the altcoins are still struggling. They're still struggling right now. Your best play is, of course, Bitcoin and any altcoins that's outperforming Bitcoin. And even they're kind of struggling a little bit right now, right? This is Pump. It's down to 0.0027. Looking at it on the daily, looks like, well, you got a little bit more to be desired. Not really crazy. You lost that trend line. Kind of similar to the coins that we looked at earlier, too. You lost that trend line. You got a lot to struggle with. Bearish retest maybe up to 0.004. Take a look at Tau. Tau's been doing a little something. She's at $290, still under $300 right now. Not being the pillar of strength that we would really want to see, especially against Bitcoin at the moment. But it wicked all the way down to 120. That kind of sucks. So you could make an argument that it might come down to 180, but I don't want to do that right now, just based on what we got going on here. But even trend lines going from bodies and everything. Still got some struggle there with Tau. Solana at 138. Now Solana looking kind of interesting here as we got this trend line here. We'll get some of this other stuff off of here. I don't think we need you anymore. So we're at the bottom of a trend line. This is where I like. So I'm going a little bit harder on Solana right now, as I believe that she's got some gas in her tank. And so we need to see us go back to about that 153 area there, so we can get above that. Mostly targeting about 170, 171, getting back in that area. And it does appear to me that we're trying to get back up there, work our way back up, maybe into 188. That right there is really the main area that I'm looking for to help me determine if I'm bullish or bearish on this one. But I like the idea of playing it back up to there. Possible 34% gains there. Lord have mercy, this turkey is getting tired, guys. May not have been able to go over all the coins. We went over several though. I appreciate you guys for being here. We'll take one more last look at Bitcoin. While she goes to get back up to 100 or back up to 88,000. You're just playing all kinds of little silly games, aren't you, Bitcoin? Aren't you? Aren't you? I'm long on Bitcoin, and I will continue to be long as we try to ride it up to 100,000. That's my play. May not make it 100,000. I'm keeping my eyes around 98,000, right through there. Might be some tricky going on there, right? Layered stop losses, good stuff like that. And again, anytime that I've got some altcoins excelling against Bitcoin, I'm taking advantage of that. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I'll be back into the markets again tomorrow night, Tuesday, to see what they do. And it does look like, you know, a little give, a little take, but it's trying to work up to these higher target areas over here. Where's the chart that we've been following? This one. To these target areas. 90,000, 91,000, but we really need to start taking out some of these highs if we're going to get bullish. Like we said, we got a breakout, local breakout, not very strong. Other areas over here, but still, see how we can start climbing through these moving averages. And here on the 4 hour, we found some resistance at the 50 moving average, but we're still trying to push on up to take care of that. We're above the 9 moving average. That's good. So whether we roll over and pull back a little bit to 86, that's where our 21 moving average is, or we pump through, I'm cool either way. Just part of it. As we go into the weekend, on Thanksgiving weekend and holidays and all this stuff, when traditionally it's like, oh, it just feels like the usual disappointing crypto Thanksgivings now. Except for last year was kind of okay. Kinda. They want the Bitcoins, says Postmodern Oddities, and I agree. They're being very effective at getting it from people, so I'm trying to be very effective at collecting as much as I can right now. Okay, to calm down a little to Wednesday. Wednesday's been the Tuesdays and Wednesdays have been the typical dump day for us. So I hope that they don't repeat that again. That would suck. Tomorrow CPI, is it really? Yeah. Durable, let's see, now this is on the 26th. They've also got durable goods month over month. That's not really hardness, but tomorrow, yeah, I think it is tomorrow. Retail sales month over month and PPI. So just as a given right there, you know, the market makers are going to have a play. And what I've always looked at was the little heartbeat pattern that they do like this, where they come and flush the market in one direction or the other, whether it goes down or they go up. They just kind of flush things out, get all the stop losses. That typically what we expect on FOMC days and any day that they've got something news to go. So CPI, PPI, and all that stuff. We'll probably see that on the smaller time frames. If you're a day trader tomorrow, flush out. Yay, just part of it. Win Lambo. Guys, I'll see you on the next one. Go to the end screen, catch up on the chat, and just, man, set your stop losses, watch your butts. Let's try to grow some of this Bitcoin instead of losing some of the Bitcoin, and do what we can do, and we can do it. Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out.
Bring me a high low. Pump the charts alive. Watch the market soar. Where the gains thrive. Bring me a high low. Q4's funky beat. By the dance to the crypto heat. By the way, we're breaking through the night. Bitcoin's rhythm, feel the future ignite. Bring me a high low. Oh, crypto groove, let's take control. Think about it, there's a higher low to find. Market's dropping low, but we're rewind. With every dip, the setup's clear to see. Bitcoin's bouncing back with energy. Sentiments at 54, neutral in the air. Fuel's buzzing loud, catching every step. Volatility's our groove, we move with the flow. Dreaming of the rally, let the profits grow. Bring me a higher low. Feel the bounce in the beat, let it show. Bring me a higher low. Let the gains start to glow. Bring me a higher low. Pump the charts alive. Watch the market soar where the gains thrive. Bring me a higher low. Q4's funky. By the dip, dance to the crypto heat. By the way, we're breaking through the night. Bitcoin's rhythm, feel the future ignite. the turn to hit the floor. All coins slipping, but we're asking for more. 5.UK down on waterfall, the drop was bold, but October's rhythm's a story to be told. Outflows hit 2 billion, flows flip the tide. ETF stacking up, taking us for a ride. Stable coins pumping, markets in a spin. Bring me a higher low. Feel the bounce in the beat, let it shock. Bring me a higher low. Let the gain start to glow.
Yeah, I never did share it over Twitter.
Pump the charts alive. Watch the market soar where the gains thrive. Bring me a higher low. Q4's funky beat. By the dip dance to the crypto heat. By the way we're breaking through the night. Bitcoin's rhythm, feel the future ignite. Bring me a higher low. Crypto groove, let's take control. Yeah. This ignite, the market's in tune. From the dip to the peak with the moon. The bounce is coming, feel the groove take hold. Q4 is our next floor. Pure gold. Bring me a higher low. Pump the charts alive. Watch the markets whisper. A higher low.
Chasing shadows on the screen. Stars were about to align. Moonshot calling my name. Felt like it was time. Time to shine. Woke to the charts, popping hard on overdrive. Promise fan the bag, said we level up live. Nice in the DM, squad yelling diamond hands. Bought the hype on leverage, moon under command. Coffee hot, wife's vibe strong, kids dreaming big screens. Hype train full speed, chasing those crypto dreams. FOMO in the air, dips looking like buys. Red candles flashing, but we see the prize. We waited for the moon, yeah, dip, but we rise up. Chasing echoes, now we flip the script tonight. FOMO to the wind, turn the dust to gold dust. Silence after crash, we crank the volume up. Moonshot energy, slipping, grab it tight. What's sinking the sand, we launch into the light. Rocket blast. Squad text by the dip, now it's fire in the chat. Rain on the roof, now there's gains coming back. Mom calls with the love, you got this, my star. Brothers laugh, turns hype, told you go far. Screen glows with the green, every candle's a flex. Futures in our hands, next plays the apex. Builds a castle from cold walls, shook but we stand. Silent screams, turn them to anthems across the land. Eyes in the mirror spark, kids laugh to the fuel. Fire never stalls, we break every rule. Not the bad is gone, it's the grind in our chest. What if turns to watch this, we ace in the test. We waited for the moon, now we on the sky. Moonshot energy, watch us multiply. Turn the dust to gold, volume crank to the max. Silence after crash, we the comeback track.
Good night, everybody. See you on the next one. Thanks for hanging out. And good night, John Boy. Where's that now?